What's up, machine heads? Welcome to the Machine Room Podcast. We miss your asses. Of course, as always, answer the call. Hello, we're here. Of course, as always, with me, and I know you miss her the most. Hammer of Venus. Say hi to your beautiful fans.
What is up?
hmm They don't give a rat's ass about me. They hear about you.
That's right.
I hear about you. And even though this whole episode started off at a high note with excitement, it is a somber day today, though. We got news. And this is just a big freaking whole thing about this, but an unfortunate news that Jason David Frank, known as Tommy Oliver from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the definitive icon of Power Rangers, has died.
Yes.
And they're saying from suicide, which is also another shocking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my story with this is that I heard this news last night, actually, before I went to bed. Someone brought it to my attention, but it was just from a tweet. No reliable sources. So I'm just thinking, what? No, this is bullshit. Of course, I look
What tweet
around.
was it?
It's let's see if I could bring it up. It was just someone replying to it. It's like I heard Jason David Frank. Let's see. Go down here and 21 hours ago, okay, on Twitter, someone just added me, and the tweet was, "If the news of Jason David Frank's passing is true, it's incredibly sad. However, you felt about him. He was a lot of people's superhero and an indisputable, significant part of the Power Rangers franchise. For his loved one's sake, I hope it is a hoax."
That's what I thought it was too, because they did that to Jimmy Fallon
Yeah,
on Twitter, where they
yeah,
said that he was dead, and he got on there and he was like, "Guys, I assure you, I'm not dead."
yeah, exactly.
And especially the way that Twitter has just become pure shit because of Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was something related to that. I was like, okay, somebody's trying to be a dick or fool around or something, and
Someone was playing one big joke. And
yeah,
that's what I was hoping. Because, like I said, something like that, even if it's Jason David Frank, that's still big news.
yeah,
But that news didn't get around at that time period. So I went to bed with, holy shit, someone saying that he passed away, but it seems to be fake. I hope it's fake. And throughout the whole time, that's just been in my head. So whenever I woke up, I would constantly check the phone, check all sources, and they still wouldn't confirm it. But I'll see tweets, and they're all like, "Yo, this is happening, this is happening," or "Oh, I'm not sure if this is happening. I hope it's a hoax, whatever." It wasn't until sometime almost towards noon, like
yeah.
late morning, that it finally started making the circuit. So when you hit me up about it, that's when it finally started like happening.
Yeah, because I got up really early this morning and I was on Twitter and I saw the that it was trending. And then there was a lot of people saying "Oh, I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is, it's really sad." And then I looked it up on Google and only one Irish newspaper or something, and that's what I sent you. They
Mm-hmm.
were confirming it, but nobody else even had it in the news. It was stuff about him and his wife getting divorced,
Yes.
which was 3 months ago or something like that.
Right.
And yeah, it didn't really hit the news until 12 o'clock.
And I follow a lot of Power Ranger Instagram and Twitter, and none of those mention anything about it.
Mm-mm.
And even Power Rangers, so like Walter Jones, who played Zack, and Amy Jo Johnson, who played Kimberly, and 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 Karen Ashley, who played Aisha, people like that I follow on Instagram as well, and nobody said anything. But it was that time that when you sent it to me, and Rocio confirmed it to me, because I was telling her like, "Yo, I remember last night I told you about this, and there was no confirmation, and I always keep checking." And then she was like, "Well, TMZ just posted it now." I was like, oh
Wow.
shit. And then I looked at Walter Jones, and then he mentioned it. And then Amy Jo Johnson mentioned it. Then every other source was like confirming it, confirming it, confirming it. And that's when it did hit me. I was like, yo, this is not a joke. Tommy is gone.
Yeah, and even if you looked at like his Wikipedia page or his IMDb page, they all kept saying was, like Jason David Frank was blah blah blah. And I'm like, if people are already editing that on their websites, this can't be fake.
It's still surreal for me. You know, it's and Danny brings up a point. It's like when Paul Walker died too. You know, you couldn't believe it. It's like what?
That's how I was when Heath Ledger died.
Yes,
Like I didn't believe it until I saw them like pull out his body on a gurney.
because it's so unexpected and so surreal, and you can't believe like something like that can just happen out of nowhere. When Kevin Conroy passed away, it was shocking, but you know, it was like, oh man, I can't believe that. But he was 66 and he lived a long life, and you're like, well, I can see why. You know, it
He
was
had
still,
cancer.
yeah, yeah. So it was still a great loss. Jason David Frank was just like out of nowhere.
No, and like, you know, everything he did for like kids and Make a Wish and, you know, all his achievements and all the many years that he was on Power Rangers and all the martial arts stuff he did, being in the MMA.
Yeah,
I mean, he just seemed like somebody that loved life.
he was, and everybody who even came in contact with this man can can vouch for how kind he was,
Yeah.
because he was super kind. I met him. He was the nicest guy, and every time I saw him at the convention, he was always there, being the life of the party. And he truly did wait until the very last fan. Like he didn't leave nobody behind. He was there to make sure
Wow.
everybody met him. And
That's awesome.
I truly believe he was the start of other Power Rangers going on the convention circuit. Because I don't remember anybody before him who was like, you know, like, yeah, you know, I'm a former Power Ranger. I'm here to meet you guys. I love you guys, blah 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 blah. And he also was like one of the cheapest people to meet as well.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't rob you to meet. He was cheap. He was very very affordable, and that was what was great about him. And he would love to just talk to you and, you know, get to know you, whatever. And that's another reason why his line always took forever, because he took his time with each person. You know,
Wow.
not many of them got to do that, and sadly, like when I met Amy Jo Johnson, she's very sweet, but the people around her were like, okay, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. So it was really just like I barely remember meeting her, because it was literally like, oh hi, picture, and then had to move on because they were just rushing it.
Wow.
But the guy was, I compared him, and I was talking to people, and I was mentioning how, in a way, JDF is like our generation's Bruce Lee. You know, like Bruce Lee impacted people in the 70s. And then we grew up with our Bruce Lee, who was Tommy Oliver, this man who we believe nobody could beat. That we believe Jason David Frank is unbeatable and he could beat everybody. And throughout his life, it proved that way. I mean, the guy was 4-0 in the MMA circuit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was unbeatable. Like we believe this man could not be beat.
Especially when you first saw him in MMA, when he had his MMA debut, and like the first guy comes out and he looks pretty average, you're like, okay, this guy, you know, it looked like it'll be a good match. And then Jason David Frank comes out and he's just like a mountain. He was like muscles on top of muscles.
Right? He came out so built. You're like, what the fuck? Who's
What?
this guy?
Exact, and he looks so fucking just angry. I was like, he's gonna kill that little dude.
Tatted up too. Like, oh shit.
Yes.
That
And I
was
tell in that whole like beef with him and Bloodsport
John Claude.
with Jean-Claude Van Damme, yeah. I was like, I fucking hope that Jason David Frank beats the shit out of him.
That's what I'm saying. Like you got to the point where you believe he could beat anybody, and even
Yeah,
a legend like John Claude Van Damme. Because I'll be like, "Yo, man, John Claude can't beat your ass." But if he goes against Jason David Frank, I'm like, "Ooh, John Claude, you better watch yourself."
exactly. And they
That's a
had that
fucking
whole thing on at a Comic-Con over like a green room or something. I was like, beat his ass. Please beat his ass.
I think he instigated Jason David Frank, and Jason David Frank was like, "Yo, man, back off," and then he pinned him against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I think cut a promo in his face like, "If you don't get the fuck off me, I'm gonna put this dragon dagger up your ass," but not in such kind of words.
Exactly.
It's surreal, man. It's surreal, and everybody and their mama contacted me telling me about it. I mean, I have people who hasn't talked to me in a long time just reach out to me and be like, "Yo, you heard the news? It's sad." Well, it's it's crazy. It's a legend we didn't expect to be gone so soon, really. And
He wasn't much older than me.
yeah,
He was born in 73 and I was born in 82.
look at that. He has a
Less than
movie
10
coming out next
years.
year.
Really?
Yeah, he's been working on this thing called Legend of the White Dragon with
Oh, yeah.
Bat in the Sun, and
I
he's
know
already
about
done.
that.
Yeah, he already done like great shorts with them. So this was a big project that they've been working on and finalizing, and it was almost reaching its end. And now this guy's not even gonna see it. You know, not even gonna see it.
This reminds me so much of when Robin Williams died. You were just like,
And shock.
not him. Yeah, in total shock and disbelief because they were both such happy, go lucky people. And, you grew up watching them all the time. Like, even after Power Rangers, when Jason David Frank was on MTV's Undressed, it was like you still got to watch him in other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, he kept going from there and then doing his own thing and his YouTube channel and so on. Like, you just got to know him where, like, he felt like he was somebody that you've always known in your whole life.
Right. We got to we got to grow up with him.
Yeah.
He was our hero as a kid and continued to be our hero growing up.
Like, Power Rangers was always cool. I was like, this is a cool show. Like, I didn't really know where they were going to go with it, when it first came out. And then the Green Ranger showed up and they started doing that whole storyline. I was like, this guy is the shit.
This
I
guy
don't know.
gets it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what it is about him, but I fucking love him. And then they did the whole thing where he loses his powers and he's gone for a while, then he comes back as the White Ranger and everybody went fucking nuts.
Bananas. Bananas. They went bananas. And I remember the swerve they were pulling that time because then they introduced this new guy and they had him be like a love interest for Trini and they purposely
Hmm.
had him wearing like white to kind of distract you. It's like, oh shit, he's the next White Ranger. Then poof, out of nowhere. What's up, man? It's me, former Green Ranger Tommy. You're like, oh shit.
Hmm.
It's one of the greatest swerves in our childhood.
He did that drop from the sky thing, all
Mm-hmm.
slow, took his helmet off, and you're like, motherfucker.
He came down like Power Ranger Jesus.
He is.
Oh shit. Okay, Danny in the chat is saying, I remember when JDF was in line and he got mad at the volunteer for telling us not to take pics of him from a distance. And he said, hey, don't tell them what to do. They wait in line all day. Let them take pics. You see? That's how he
Aw.
was. That's how he was. I remember when I was in line, he got out and he was like, he'll take a video selfie. And it's like, yo, everybody say hi. And everybody's like, ah. And he'll go down the line and meet people and then go back over there and start. This guy, like, he was an inspiration for me. Say if if I did convention circuits, like I want to be like Jason David Frank. I want to make sure I see everybody and I be cool with everybody and everybody because I always. I mean, nothing against those people, but I think it's kind of bullshit that they just stay behind a table and they're just like whatever, and it's like here and there and get out and whatnot. It's like I like to see the celebrities who actually like interact with the people and have some time with them, and I see many of them do that. I'm not saying like all of them don't do that. There's some that don't.
Right.
I'll be honest. There's some that don't, but all of them majority do that. But Jason David Frank was like he was the king of this, and he's a staple that they all should follow. You want to meet your heroes, you know. You don't want it to be a fucking crappy experience.
No, and like the way that everybody talked about him, like we don't really get conventions here, so I don't know how I would have met him. I would have had to have gone to like, a convention far off somewhere, but I always wanted to meet him. Like ever since I first saw him as the Green Ranger.
Yeah, he was someone that was you would have enjoyed it. You would have enjoyed his presence, and he would have left a mark in your life for sure.
He already did leave a mark on my life, and I never met him. I wish I had, but like he just like it's the same thing with like bringing up Robin Williams again. You just always thought he was always going to be there.
That's why I don't like to think about. Look, Jason David Frank, it like hit me, okay, and I had some moments when I almost busted out like crying hard, and mostly from watching people talk about them, like the former Rangers and whatnot, or video. People already got videos out there, you know, like
Yeah.
in memoriam of Jason David Frank, and they kind of hit me, you know, and it's just take a moment when I'm just like there in thought, and it kind of hits you, and I'm sure like later on it's gonna hit me again, but I would expect that it hit me harder. But I can think of people that would like freaking like when we talk about Robin Williams, I don't want to think of the day that like Jim Carrey passes away because that's gonna fucking hurt me.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
You know, I don't want to think of something like that. These are people that we grew up with, we felt real close to. The only celebrity that affected me really, really super hard was like Eddie Guerrero, and I didn't even expect that from him. You know, like I was a big fan, but I didn't know of the impact he had in my life. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And Robin Williams is another one because that guy was really truly my childhood. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm every time I watch an Ernest movie, I'm like emotional because that guy, I love him to death. Leslie Nielsen and Naked Guns
Mm-hmm.
and all those. These are people that will never ever be duplicated. You
Nope.
know, one of a kind. And Jason David Frank is one of the OG Power Rangers, a staple for all Power Rangers since then. And he is the definitive Power Ranger. He's iconic. He is the one true Ranger. Is he my favorite Ranger? Not top. He's one of my favorite Rangers, but he is, without a shadow of a doubt, the freaking Power Ranger and more.
Yeah.
Because, as you stated, he did more than just that. You know, he created karate schools and impacted people's lives. And
He had his own style of martial arts. I mean, that's fucking epic.
mm-hmm.
I saw one of those videos today. I've seen a couple of the videos today that people have made. And one of them had a clip of the Power Rangers where his real life brother was on the
Yeah,
show with them and they were hugging. And I was like, oh man, that hurts because, like, hopefully they're wherever together.
yeah, because his brother passed away shortly after that.
Yeah.
It's surreal. Like, I'm in an era now where the Green Ranger is gone, you know, and that's crazy. I followed this account on Instagram where they just take Power Ranger figures and do a lot of cool poses and whatnot with them and take pictures, right? Using a
Mm-hmm.
lot of effects. And every year there's always on Dewey Trang's birthday, or when she passed away on Trini's day, that they always have like a picture and it's like her in heaven or her being a ghost right next to them and all that stuff. But
Oh,
now
wow.
today they were on it because there's a picture and it's the Green and Yellow Ranger together, like ghosts waving back at the other Ranger still there. And that shit,
Oh
like
my God.
that shit almost hit me. Like I almost broke out.
I did on one of those videos that got posted, and it was like from one of the seasons of Power Rangers when he left, and he was like reading a letter about needing to like get his thoughts together and that he'd be back and
Mm-hmm.
he'd want to see everybody again soon. And I fucking started tearing up. I was like, I can't take this.
Oh man, sucks. I wanted it to be a hoax so bad.
I did too. Like, that's why I was like, I posted something about it this morning, and I was hoping somebody was going to reply to it. Like, oh, that's a hoax. That was somebody fucking around. And then, like we said earlier, like around noon or so, all the news circuits got it and everything. And it was like, this can't be real. And I've been like trying to watch like Seinfeld and like funny shit all day to like not think about it. But on my phone, all I'm doing all day is looking up things that people said to him, and not one person had a bad thing to say about him.
Not one, dude. Even those people always said like he was a big prankster and joked around. Walter Jones said like, "Look, we had our ups and downs, but I was always an ear for him to talk to, you know."
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, like you said, you know, I wanted to do something. I already had planned to watch Wakanda Forever today, so it was like, all right, cool. I just got this news. Let's go see this movie, and I go see this movie, which was good. But then it's also a movie about someone that passed away. You know, it's like all about
Yep.
Chadwick Boseman. So you're like, fuck, man. It's like it hits you in the beginning, and then it hits you at the end. It's like, fuck, man. It's all this death.
Yeah, this has been a crap year for death. Like, we just had Kevin Conroy, and as many people know, that was like my favorite. He is my favorite Batman.
He is. When you think Batman, you think him.
Yeah,
You
that
think
voice
him
will never like
ever.
get out of my head.
That guy is the voice of Batman. You know, and this is nothing against the other Batmans. We love Keaton. We love Affleck. Uh,
Batfleck, yes.
yes, Batfleck. Patterson is killing it right now. So it's nothing against them, but even they would agree. Just like Adam West, Kevin Conroy is that other guy that was iconic with Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And that one sucked too, man. And you see the impact. He was everywhere. Kevin Conroy is everywhere. Right now, JDF is everywhere too, because no matter who you are, you were impacted by Mighty Morphin, especially because the Green Ranger.
Yep.
No matter who you are, you know who the Green Ranger is, you know who the White Ranger is, you know who Tommy Oliver is. He was that iconic. I remember a video of someone dressed up like the White Ranger in the hood, and they were like, "Yo, damn, it's my boy, the White Ranger." You know, because everybody know it's like Dragon Ball. It's like accepted and known and loved in the hood and everywhere else. I remember when I dressed up as the Green Ranger at work at the airport. Do you know how many people lost their fucking minds?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were losing their fucking minds. I was taking pictures with people. I would drive down the bag room and people would look like, yo, what the hell? They were like, yo, it's the Green Ranger. I'll get out the fucking tug and I'll start doing poses. They'll go crazy. Yo, man, who are you, man? And I was like, and I drove off. They never knew who I was. I dressed up as the White Ranger not too like was it last year? Either last year or the year before. I think it was last year. I dressed up like the White Ranger and I'm driving and I got Saba in my hand. And I'm driving this big loader, so I'm like really high. So I'm feeling like I'm like the White Ranger on top of the Tiger Zord while he's like, you know. And this guy drove by and I know him. And he went to work off another company and he looked at me and he was like, he pointed at me and he's screaming, yo, and I'm doing my pose right there and I go by. And then I see him again later and he was like, dude, I don't even have to ask myself who the fuck that was. I already knew it was you, dude. I already knew it was you.
That's awesome.
This movie when his little thing's gonna drop, man, that's gonna That's gonna be hard to watch because he's not gonna be around with us anymore.
No, and I just want to hear him make that sound when he kicks something.
Yeah. Fuck man. And they just had this anniversary one. Well, he did say that he was done with Power Rangers, but you know he was always gonna be there. And they're having an anniversary one where they brought pretty much bringing back everybody. No Tommy, of course, but now for sure we'll never get to see him. But man, did he? The last thing he did with Power Rangers was that epic ass stuff where he just transformed into all his iterations fighting against himself.
Yeah,
Isn't that some kind of symbolism right now? Like a
it is.
metaphor? Wow. Like that just hit me. Tommy always was fighting against himself. Art
Oh my God.
imitating life, dude. That's fucking crazy. Holy shit.
I didn't
Fighting your
even think.
demons.
I even watched that earlier today.
Didn't even cross our minds, did it?
No, like the whole like all of them fighting each other and all that stuff.
Shit just got real here. Look, I just blew some minds in the freaking chat room, and I'm sure listeners right now are thinking about it. Like try to go back and watch these episodes where Tommy had to fight himself. It was either fighting his Green Ranger past or whatever. It's always something like that. Like it's all hitting us right now. Because now the question is, what were the demons he was facing? Because, like you said, he was a very happy guy. So was Robin Williams, but clearly something was eating them up.
I can speak from experience in depression and stuff like that, is that you wear a mask all the time, or like, you're acting or pretending all day long that everything's okay, but it's not. And everybody buys it. They believe it. They see you smiling and they think everything's okay, but it's not.
Well, that scares me myself. I don't have any suicidal thoughts, but could I one day? Could I just snap?
You never know. Like, I'll say this, like, I'll come out and say this publicly. Like, I'm a suicide survivor. And when it happens, it's like, the same feeling of like when somebody close to you dies, or like um a bad breakup or something like that, where you're just inconsolable. The only thing you can think of is like, well, I've just got to end it. I just can't do this anymore. And you don't think of anything else. You're not thinking of other people or what your family's going to say. And till it's over. And then when it's over, you're like, fuck, did I just do that? Like, what was I thinking? Like, look at all the people that I could have hurt.
Right. Yeah. And we experienced this ourselves with a close friend too. You know, that shocked us. That shocked me.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a first time chatter here, Chaos Murasame. Thank you for chatting with us. He said, Robin Williams hit me real hard. With the way the medical industry is going, some people have to choose whether to bankrupt their family with their illness or just end it there.
It's true, especially like mental health and stuff like that, like trying to get help and medication and stuff like that. It's very expensive. And I've been working on, bettering myself and working all that the past few years, and it's hard. It's a never ending battle. Like I've got a huge row of um medications that I have to take every day, and one of which has been making me sick. And I have therapy that I have to go to, like virtually, because I'm too afraid to leave the house. I mean, you never know who's going to have mental health problems.
It's scary. For me, It's scary. It's like you said, it couldn't just happen. I remember there was one point where, and this lasted for like a week, several days. For some reason, I was just like sad and busted out in tears and shit, and I didn't know why. The only thing I could think of was this was after Randy hit me up and told me he just fought cancer,
Oh my God.
you know? So I don't know, I guess my mind was thinking of just immortality. I don't know what it was thinking of, or I thought of like what life would have, what it would have been if I heard that my friend died. Because I haven't lost a friend. I lost a family member. The death of my father fucked me up for
Yeah.
sure. And after that, I lost a brother. I lost an uncle.
Hmm.
I lost several people in the family, but I never lost like a best friend within my circle. So I wouldn't even know how to take that. I wouldn't even know how to take losing Randy, LP, Scooby, anything like that. I can't even think about losing my mother. And I, God forbid, hate to even lose Rocio in my life, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe all that just like hit me during that time period. I was just random depression, but then it was just then, and then it never like came back. But I guess something like that. I was like, oh God, what if like out of nowhere I start dealing with this kind of stuff? Because I met someone who apparently just out of nowhere they just started dealing with that, and it just became
Yeah.
a part of them after that. It just happens.
Yeah, typically from like childhood or something like that is when it starts, like some kind of trauma that you had growing up or at some point in your life. I lost my best friend and my brother both to suicide. And, it just wrecked me and it still does. Like my best friend killed himself in November and then my brother killed himself 2 days before Christmas.
Mm.
So like this time of year is just shitty for me.
It's just hard,
And
just
and
pure
to
memory. Huh?
see everybody laughing and being with friends and family and I'm by myself all the time and all you hear on like TV and commercials and stuff is like how merry everything is and all this shit. It's just shit. So I can totally understand like why somebody would want to do that.
Sorry, yo. I try to be more not so merry around you. This type period. I fucking hate everything. At least that's how my job makes me feel right now.
I bet jobs be like that.
Jobs do be like that. On a good note, speaking of job, my girl just got a promotion like within an hour ago.
Oh wow, to what?
She's taking over another department, and then the department that she really wanted to take over. So now she's like the head of 3 departments in that freaking company.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
right. She's doing big things. I don't have to work. Why am I working? She should be taking care of me. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, she did offer that for you.
She did. It's still on the table. She really wants me not to be working anymore. I can't do it, man. It's like I, what yesterday it was a bitch at work, but I still tell the guys like, look, I don't hate this job. I like this job. I like you people. I'm not even mad at this company. I am mad that some people are just not being a team member, I guess, or making things more difficult. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I hate that some people feel entitled and they do whatever they want. I hate that the company decided to take this other flight that's at night until late night. These are the things I hate. The hours. Other than that, I'm like cool with this. My beef yesterday was that while we were working and we were low on staff, there's one dude who believes that since he's duty manager, does not need to get out of the warm comfort of a van and help us out. Instead, just stays there and watches us struggling. And then at the end, is all like surprised that people are bitching at him that there was like a 30-minute delay on a flight.
Oh my God.
You could have helped that, bro, if you got your ass out the fucking van and helped us.
Yeah, no kidding.
But no, you wanted to be in there nice and warm and just watch us do us. It's whatever. Shit like that, man. But woosah, I'm cool. There's other bigger things in the world, like the loss of a legend that will forever be with us. And I just hope that for anybody listening, anybody here, if you have kids in the future, please keep the legend of Tommy Oliver alive and Jason David Frank, because this man should never be forgotten. He is a big staple of our lives and of many other people's lives. I'm pretty sure he touched many other people's lives in his freaking karate schools as it is. Can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine being like, yo, yeah, I've been trained by Tommy Oliver, like that's a big deal.
Isn't it Dr. Tommy Oliver?
It is, according to that thing. Yes, he was Dr. Tommy Oliver when it came to fucking I don't know which one it was. Dino Thunder, Dino
Yeah.
Fury. No, not Dino Fury. Dino Thunder, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Dino Thunder.
Yeah, that one. So he's a legend and he's up there. He should have like I wish he was imagine there was an Expendables and they had like Jason David Frank just show up as one of the
Oh my
guys.
God.
And you'll be like, yes, that makes sense because he's that dude. Like he should have been that dude. Imagine John Wick and they had Jason David Frank show up.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
He should have been up there. He should have. And it's not like people don't know about him because everybody knows who he is.
Like watching Twitter all day with this news, like usually something kind of like it'll hit and it'll be trending for a while, and then something else will happen, and then it just gets buried, and you don't see it anymore. But like he's been like the top of Twitter all day long.
I yeah, I think this is gonna be around for a while. Man, I felt now that I think about it, I feel bad for his family. Like it was days away from Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
It's fuck up. It's fucked up.
Doesn't he have 2 kids?
Yes,
Or
even
was it
though
4?
I think he lost one too. I don't know. I saw a tweet. I think someone said that he lost it. Look, even wrestlers all mentioned like Austin Creed here, showing a video of
5
him
kids.
playing video games with. Damn, he had 5 kids.
Wow.
He made a whole damn
The
fucking Power
stepdaughter
Ranger
passed
team.
away.
His stepdaughter. Oh, okay. Look, right here. See, there's one tweet. They show a video when it was Dr. Tommy Oliver when he was facing himself and his head, and he's fighting the freaking Green Ranger. And I quote, "You haven't been fighting us. You've been fighting for your life."
That's amazing.
Oh, Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell says, "Wow, JDF was a backstage green room buddy at cons. We enjoyed the crappy coffee, smoking stogies on the loading dock, and dressing up in wacky outfits. Jason's loss is another reminder to appreciate the ones you're with right now. Fight on, JDF." See what I'm talking about? Like everybody.
And he was so well known. I don't know why like Hollywood didn't pick him up.
I guess top cast or whatever. I mean, when it came to the Power Ranger movie, they sure as hell put him in there.
Hell yeah.
He had to have his cameo. I don't know, man. It's hard to look at because it just breaks me down.
It's like all I keep looking at.
If you told me that this guy was gonna pass away, I'll be like, no, not the Green Ranger. Never. He's immortal.
It's different if it's like, Kevin Conroy has like cancer, like that's unavoidable.
Yeah,
Or like, um, what was his name from Fast and the Furious? Paul Walker.
yeah,
He and Ryan Dunn, they both died in car wrecks. So like, you have somebody to blame, or like if somebody's murdered, you have somebody to blame. But when somebody takes their own life, all you can do is blame them.
yeah.
And it leaves like this huge hole in you because you're like angry and sad at the same time.
Like what could have done it? What would have caused it? And all we know is that he was going through a divorce.
Yeah, that's all that I've seen all day about like what a cause could have been.
Bro, the next conventions are gonna be fucking crazy because I know the artwork is gonna be insanely emotional.
Oh, I bet it already is. Like, just with the news today, people are drawing pictures or making pictures online or
Mm-hmm.
posting videos, stuff like that. So yeah, it's only gonna get more dramatic from here.
He was a eighth Dan black belt in Shotokan karate, black belt in Wado Ryu karate, black belt in Taekwondo, black belt in judo, purple belt in BJJ, a John degree in Muay Thai, founder of Tosu Kundo.
Wow,
This motherfucker was, I'm telling you, the Bruce Lee of our generation.
that would be a good fight. Jason David Frank and Bruce Lee.
I know, but who will win for real? Like, think about it. Who the fuck would win? I'm still putting my money on Bruce Lee though.
I don't know. He didn't know as many styles as JDF.
Right, man. You think they're up there duking it out? He's very competitive. He's super competitive. So I think the moment he's like, "Oh shit, yo, where's Bruce Lee? I gotta find out. We're gonna do
And then
this."
they just gotta wait on Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, man. JCVD, I love you, but you ain't got no chance against any of these guys.
No. All you
None.
can do really well is the split.
If you could get him with that one move, is instant. I believe that. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna see it coming and dodge that kick
Yep.
with everything they got. Uh-oh. My cat has just made her way to me. She either gonna leave me alone or she's gonna get on my shoulder. No, she's fighting with other cats. Okay, it's all cool. Not fighting, but play fighting. We're good. Crisis averted, everybody. Crisis averted.
Good.
But yes, like Danny said in the chat, I do feel for his family.
Hmm.
You know, this someone lost a father for sure, and that is one of the worst things that could happen.
I just don't know how he could leave his kids behind like that.
That's the thing. That's what I can. I don't want to say I can't understand how someone can get to there because I don't know. I can't relate. But from how I feel is that how can you do that and not think about those you're leaving behind?
You don't think about it. Like I said, all you're thinking about is like that you can't do it anymore and you look for any way out. You're not thinking, period. You're just reacting to what your brain is saying, and your brain is saying everything's fucked. The only thing we can do is end it. And you listen and you agree to some point, okay, yeah, everything's fucked. What do I do about it?
That's the damn demons that we gotta face. Ooh, we can't let those demons take over. Sorry, I'm like burping here. I'm sorry, but yeah, we got. Oh no, she took the tapa. Yep. Okay, go ahead, take it and go play with it. She got the water bottle cap in her mouth and she ran off, and now she's gonna play with it.
Oh my god.
That's my girl. Yep. Why do I don't need to get cat toys? I just get like the bottle cap, the bottle cap.
Cap.
Yeah, the bottle cap, and just bam, here, play with it. And she spent hours with that shit. Next, you know, I find it like under the couch, shit, like months later.
Of course.
Like, how did this get here?
You buy
But
all these toys and stuff for your cats, and all they do is go after your hair rubber bands.
for real, like they'll play with it that time period, especially if it's catnip. Whew, they'll be
Yeah.
on that motherfucker like crazy. But once they get through that high, it's a fucking paperweight. They don't even give a shit about it. Cats, yo.
Fucking cats.
Fucking cats.
That's
Here's a
why I
good
have dogs.
Yeah, here's a good question. Bring this up. Like, does having a pet help fight against suicide?
I think it does. Like,
Right? Right? Mm-hmm.
you have something there that loves you unconditionally.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I talk to my dogs. And even if they don't talk back, like, I, I still know they're there.
Exactly.
And just having somebody there or something there helps a lot. Like when I lived in California and my roommate was never home, I went and I got a cat because I was like, I need something to come home to. I need something or somebody to be there because you can't just live inside your head all the time alone. You have to have some kind of thing or person that's there that you can communicate to or unload off to or just ask stupid questions like I do.
Mm-hmm. Just someone there to keep you company.
That's why those people in like solitary confinement go fucking crazy. People need people or animals.
Or a Wilson tennis ball.
Yes, volleyball.
Oh, volleyball, sorry. Wilson! Oh, no! I'm trying to do my best Tom Hanks.
That was good.
God damn it. Well, guys, we're living in a world where the Green Ranger isn't around anymore. And we lost him
I
to suicide, which is still freaking surprising.
I saw a picture today of him and Trini together.
Mm,
I was like, oh man, that fucking hurts.
hurts. Trini was something that I was mad I didn't know about until like years later that it happened, you know?
Yeah, me too. Like, the last thing I saw her in that she was really good was The Crow City of Angels, and I was like, wow, she did awesome. I hope to see her
Mm-hmm.
in more movies. And then I didn't think about it for years, and I was like, man, I haven't seen her in a long time. I wonder what she's doing now. And they're like, oh no, she died in a car wreck. I was like, what the fuck?
And it was before 9/11, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So that kind of like even overshadowed it. The trending is Jason Dare Frank and May the Power Protect You. Both about JDF.
Oh my god.
There's this one comic called Soul of the Dragon. It was really good, and it was like a one shot freaking graphic novel.
Uh huh.
And it's the story of Tommy, but he's older. And there is like a There's seasons of Power Rangers where they become like a police kind of institution, and his son is in that, but he's like undercover, and Tommy doesn't want him to do it because it's more dangerous or something. I forgot. And Tommy still has like a morpher, so he's out there trying to find his son, and he gets in some fights. But it's like, think of, and I highly recommend this one. Okay, so it's called Soul of the Dragon. Think of Old Man Logan, but with Tommy Oliver.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
I'd read that.
Yeah. And you could just jump right into it. This has nothing, you don't need to read any of the other Boom comics or nothing. This is just its own little graphic novel. You could jump right into it, and it's a really good read. It's basically Old Man Logan, Tommy Oliver. So Old Man Tommy Oliver. Check it out. It's called Soul of the Dragon. Trust me, you won't regret it. Here's
What's
one where it's like the helmet, the green candle, and the dagger.
I saw that one.
Yeah. So freaking good. What are you doing? You're gonna fall, girl. Jesus Christ. Sorry, the cat's just all around me. Man, I don't know. What's the next? They said I was before when did it start? When did it start? Like the first death, I forgot who it was. I said it always ends in three. It was like I forgot who the first death was. Then it was Aaron Carter, and then it was like some other actor. I didn't really know. It was some old actor, and I was like, oh well, I guess the third one. I guess this is the third one, but it's no one I really know or whatever, stuff like that. And then it was Kevin Conroy. And it's like, oh shit, I guess that's it. And then at the same time was Gallagher, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? And then now it's Jason David Frank. Like, what the fuck? Calm down.
Yeah, that was
Easy.
like the big three for me was Kevin Conroy, Gallagher, and Jason David Frank, because that was like, I grew up watching those guys.
You gotta take it easy. Like, let us get a break. It's to a point where every day, and it's been like that always. Every day I wake up, I check Twitter and hope and pray I don't see, rest in peace somebody.
Yeah. That's what was so fucked about that. Rest in peace. Um, God, I forgot his name already.
Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon. I was like, great, another one? Jesus Christ. Like, who's gonna die now? And then his was fake. I was like, oh shit.
Right, because that
But
was
like,
shocking.
literally, every day I wake up and I get on Twitter, another celebrity has died.
I don't need no more. Danny's mentioning Ray Liotta. When did Ray Liotta die? Wasn't that last year? Or was it this year?
It's a good question.
Here's another picture, and it's like there have been other Power Rangers that passed away, like the Red Ninja Ranger. I remember that. I
Ray
don't really.
Liotta died May 26th of this year.
Oh, so it was this year. This one hit us.
It's like this whole year has been like that. What was the Power Ranger that went to jail?
Um, crap, I don't remember his name. Something Rodriguez.
It sounds familiar.
He was the Red Wild Force Ranger, and oh no, I was way off. Ricardo Medina Jr.
Oh, there you go.
Ricardo Medina Jr. I think he's out already. I think he's served.
Yeah, that guy from The Sopranos that was in prison, he got out too.
Yeah. As of 2020, Medina Jr. has been released from prison. Was sentenced to 6 years. It was. He said he was a self defense. I mean, his thing is always like, I'm telling you, man, it's like art imitating life. Same thing with JDF. See, he played the Red Ranger in Wild Force, yes, but then seasons later, he returned to play a character called Decker in Power Ranger Samurai. Now Decker was this guy who was an old samurai from back then who was also a demon, and he had this sword who just craved to fight in blood, right?
Wow.
And the sword just had like the souls of his past victims or something like that, whatever. So he was just craving. He just wanted one big battle against the Red Ranger to the death. That's all he craved. So then turned to life, and he defended himself, stabbing his roommate with a sword.
Oh my god.
You see the irony there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's why I called my. I don't think anybody ever caught this, but in Red Dead Redemption, when I play online and I gave my character a name, it was something Decker, I think. And I based it off of that character because I just like that name. But I'm not going to go around stabbing anybody
No.
unless it's self defense.
Did I send you that video of the guy talking about getting rid of all the guns?
Yeah, he was like, we'll just have them be knives.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait, but that'd be intimate. Stab you. They're just like, got you now, motherfucker. you can't go nowhere. Yeah, that was funny. I was cracking up. For a second though, I thought he was gonna. For a second there, I was like, "You're onto something," but it's already in a show. It's called Enter the Badlands, where they just abolish all guns, but everybody has swords, and they all fought by martial arts. Have you ever seen this?
Yeah, I watched the first season.
I never got to finish it.
I didn't either. I kind of got burnt out.
There was like I like had one season to watch, so I probably rewatch them again. It was a dope show though. I mean, it was dope for me. Martial arts. The bad guy had this cool swag to him. I wanted to have his kind of beard. Thought, could I pull that off? But then if you do something like that, you gotta keep it going. So imagine like I cut this a specific way, and then if I don't keep at it, it's just gonna be all this like hair growing around that empty spot, and I'll just look weird.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't do that. That's why I tell my girl I need a stylist. I need someone to hook me up and dress me and make sure I'm always on point.
I need that too. I like wish I could go to the salon every day so they'd have to wash my hair.
Right?
Like, y'all wash my hair. I'm not doing that shit no more.
Nocturnal said you didn't like the last villain of Into the Badlands. Huh. Interesting. I need to watch. Didn't The Walking Dead end tonight? Or ending right now? Or ended right now?
This is it. This is the last night, but they're gonna have they're still gonna have the spin-offs, and then they have another spin-off coming out, and then like 2 movies. So it's not really ending. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, and we've had this whole discussion about like differing from the comic and stuff like that. But like Constantine worked. That's a great movie, and they're doing another one. Keanu Reeves is coming back for Constantine 2, which I'm excited for. But like, even though The Walking Dead like strayed from the comics, it was like the same premise all the time. They build a community, and then they find out there's some bad guy nearby that wants to take all their shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they defeat them. They become like King Dick, and then they do it all over again.
Then they had to go find somewhere else.
Yeah.
And the last I left, they were facing Negan, and they defeated Negan, and now Negan's been with them the whole time.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. And like, I was done when they killed off the tiger. I was like, I'm done. And then I heard like right after that they killed off Carl. I was like, Carl is the one in the books that like kept the the community going. How do you kill him off? And even
Yeah.
the actor was mad. He was like, I have like a contract for like multiple more seasons,
See, I
and
I
they killed
thought
him off.
I thought it was because he wanted to get off.
No, it was a huge shocker. Like, even the kid's dad spoke up about it and how fucking it was an injustice to him, and it went against his contract, and it went against the comic book, just everything. It was a huge ordeal, and so many people quit watching
Yep.
after Carl got killed off.
Yep.
And it was a bitch ass way too.
Yep. I agree with all of that. Like I don't even think I think I gave up even before then, but for sure I was like, "What?" And that I saw his final moments and I can understand why everybody was like, "Nah, fuck this shit."
Everybody was, I'm more surprised of the people that still watch it.
Me too. And it wasn't even, for me it wasn't all that kind of stuff that made me get off of it. I watched this shit like weekly
Yeah.
and I stopped watching it because it just dragged.
It reminded me of Breaking Bad, where like it's the show that like people wouldn't shut up about until you finally watch it. And I'll admit Breaking Bad is a good show. I've seen it multiple times. But there's so much fucking filler
Mm-hmm.
and boring parts. And the same thing with Walking Dead, there's so much dialogue. And like for a show that's supposed to be about like, fighting the zombie apocalypse, like the zombies just became like a minor annoyance, like a mosquito. Oh, let me whack them off, and then here's four more characters that we made up, and they all have their own backstories. I was like, I can't do that. I can't continue on with any more characters. There's so many fucking people.
Ixnex said he'd stop when Glenn died. But that was part of the
Yeah.
comics, so I knew about that.
Yeah, that you knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, you knew that was gonna happen. But it was sometime after that I stopped as well. But it's not because he died. It's just because like I felt like it was just like just get to it. Like I said, like it was just fucking get to it. Just get to the fucking point.
They never got to the point. And then when they did, they leave you on a cliffhanger and you'd have to wait a year to find out what happened. I was like, this is bullshit. I can't do this.
And that's when some other show was introduced to me called Z Nation, and it just like bam, 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 bam. I never got to finish it, keep up with it, but Z Nation is a really good zombie show because it was just like it just kept going. It didn't
Hmm.
leave you hanging. People were dying like off the first season like crazy. And it was like outrageous. And this was by the people this is by the Asylum Studio. So those people who will make all those great like B-rated movies
Yeah.
based on movies that are already out. Yeah, they made this show called Z Nation and it didn't suck. It was entertaining. Like I was into it back then. I just didn't keep going with it.
And now we're gonna get Last of Us
Mhm.
with my homie.
With the Mandalorian.
Yeah, the Mandalorian.
We're gonna get that. That's gonna be good. I'm excited for when we were talking about series. I know A Quiet Place. I think is gonna get a series.
Really?
I think so. It's either getting a series or they're getting a movie that's gonna be based on day one. But I could have sworn I think it's a series, and that's really interesting because if you've seen A Quiet Place 2, everything that showed like that day one when it happened was very
Hmm.
very interesting. Like you want to know about like yo, how was it the first time those things started attacking?
Yeah.
Oh, look out! Danny says look out for the OG voice actor's appearance on Last of Us 2. Is it gonna be like Uncharted where he's just gonna be laying on a freaking uh lawn chair on the beach? Be like, yeah, I used to jump out of a plane too. Not to knock down Uncharted. I actually did enjoy that movie, despite like the characters not looking like they're supposed to. But it was an entertaining movie nonetheless.
But in other news, did you know HBO Max is gonna get a Green Lantern show with Jon Stewart?
Hey, that right? Like it's been a while that we've been here, and we always talk about DC, but DC, a lot has changed with DC, especially since Black Adam came out, and now we got James Gunn on the lead.
Yep.
And yeah, and I think one of his themes is about this Green Lantern stuff. But he also did post a picture about Mr. Terrific. Is it?
But it's not just James Gunn, it's also Peter Safran.
Yeah, both of
So
them.
both of them are leading DC Studios right now.
And
And
you know, with The Rock behind them.
and they were actually posting online of asking fans what DC characters they would like to see.
I want to see Henry Cavill as Superman again.
I
That's
want
what
to
I would
see
like to see.
um what is his name? Plastic Man? The
Oh yeah,
bendy guy?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I always liked him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Not elongated man.
Oh my god.
Is it elongated man? Because Flash did elongated man, and then they kicked that motherfucker to the curve because of he got canceled.
No, it's Plastic Man I'm thinking of.
Man, it's fucked up.
And there was like a rumor that Plastic Man was gonna come out in like some DC show or movie, and they were gonna have Johnny Knoxville play him.
That is perfect casting.
It is. I would totally watch that.
That is perfect ass casting. If that doesn't happen now, I'm pissed.
Yep.
I am pissed if that doesn't happen.
What other shit have we missed since we've been away?
Man, I'm trying to remember right now because you know, I would like save them here to mention them, but it's been so far back, I can't remember. There's like a half baked two.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I don't like Dave Chappelle anyway, so
No, but he's not in it.
I know, but like it's still something that he started.
Who's Ramona Young? Kind of. Uh, oh, there's news that Chris Hemsworth is found out he's most likely to that he has the genes inside of him to develop Alzheimer's, and now he wants to take a break from acting.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth learned during an episode of his National Geographic show Limitless that he possesses two copies of the APOE4 gene, one from both parents, which leads to a greatly increased chance for developing Alzheimer's. In response, he says, "I'm going home and I'm going to have a good chunk of time off and just simplify. Be with my kids, be with my wife."
The last thing I heard about him was he wanted Thor to die.
Damn. Can't kill Thor. What's wrong with y'all?
But in good news, we might be getting a John Wick video game.
Yes, I did hear
I've
about that.
I've been waiting for that since the first movie came out, and I was like, this should be a video game. I would love to shoot dudes in the head.
I forgot what studio. There is one, but
AAA.
it doesn't look as good
Yeah.
because this one is like a I don't know. I guess it's a strategy game, but I don't know how you classify it. But it is something that kind of resembles a turn-based kind of shit. So you have John Wick walk into a room, and then you gotta by where the enemies are at determine the best like move for your character to do and spaces, something like that. I don't know. It's called John Wick Hex or some shit like that.
Oh wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that game is out there. It is this. I want to try it out, but I don't want to pay for it. So I'm waiting for it to either be on like Game Pass or something like that, or I can get it for like
Wow.
$2 and then I'll try it out. But it doesn't. It's not something that I was like, oh, I gotta fucking like pay full price for this shit. Spendog just saw the first John Wick recently.
Wow. Where have you been?
Okay, so if you just saw the first John Wick, then hurry up and watch the other two. You can't fucking wait. Have you seen the trailer for the fourth one?
Oh my god, yes.
Man,
It looks beautiful. I can't wait for that fucking movie.
you always ask yourself, how did they top themselves? And then you see, and that's just a little preview. We don't even really know how they're gonna top themselves.
I just had like my jaw open the whole preview.
The whole freaking time. I can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
I had another article for it was the John Wick spin-off show, the ballerinas or whatever.
Is that a spin-off show or spin-off movie? Because I know the Continental is a show.
I thought this was going to be a show too.
Oh, then maybe they're doing two shows. But I have heard of the ballerinas.
Well, Keanu Reeves is supposed to be in it as John Wick.
Yeah. He's supposed to make a cameo or such in it.
Yeah. Damn, I can't find it. Oh, but other than that, John Bernthal is going to return as the Punisher in Phase 5.
Damn right he is. He fucking better.
Fucking A.
He fucking better. How you gonna bring back what's his name? I forgot his real name.
John Bernthal?
No. The Daredevil
Frank
one. Sorry.
Castle?
No, Daredevil's something Cox.
Charlie Cox?
There you go. Like, how you gonna bring back Charlie Cox, and not bring back John Bernthal as the Punisher? That's
Oh,
not,
yeah.
of course
They
they're
go
gonna do that.
together.
I think out of all the Defenders, I'm pretty confident that all of them will return, but the Iron Fist is probably the most questionable. I don't know if they'll have the same guy return for Iron Fist.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope not.
Danny asked if the Iron Fist actor don't want to return. I don't think Johnny Coxville. I don't think is that he don't want to return. I was fine with the Iron Fist, but yes, it could have been better. It's if they bring him back, they have to do a lot to convince the people that this is it. This is the freaking Iron Fist. Or they do it and they do something that. But I mean, you could do anything. Like they could bring back the Iron Fist and actually have him be an Asian character, but it's like unlike the comic book because he is not an Asian character.
Yeah.
He's a white dude. Um so hey, but they do things different. Like, hey, they made Namor a freaking Aztec god. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they changed things up and that worked. It worked for that movie. It was freaking fantastic. So who knows?
The only thing I heard about that movie is that guy has a huge package.
That's a big ass fucking Mexican. That dude was tall. He killed it. I'm gonna say this. That movie is his movie. That's it. That's his movie. It's all about him. Like he stole the whole movie. I enjoy the movie, but I'm not a big fan of. And this is not knocking though. I'm not like some other people who's like, why are they making all the freaking heroes female? I don't care about that at all. I'm down for it. I like it. It's just I'm not really that actress. She doesn't win me over.
Really?
Yeah, she doesn't win me over. Shuri doesn't win me over. And her being the Black Panther, whatever, doesn't win me over. But Namor is fucking like a G. That guy was fantastic, and you just wanted to see more of him and his world and all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's truly a good movie about like no one's really a villain. You know what I'm saying? It's just circumstances that make people go to war, but no one's really a villain.
Just like General Zod.
Yes. I will find him. That's still one of the greatest cinematic moments. I don't give a shit what people say.
Ever.
Like what was the one thing that impacted you. And it's like, you want to know what? When Zod screamed, "I will find him," add that, just put that, and think about "Bring me back my son." It's at the same level, you know. It's at the same level.
Exactly.
It's at the same level. And if you want a little lighter fucking kind of way of having it, then show me the money. You know, it's at the same level. That these two are very like intense, and then you got the real happy,
Mhm.
like, show me the money. Like I felt that. He made me feel that. Like I believed him. I was like, oh no, man, this guy's gonna find his ass. I believe him.
And he does.
Yeah. You see? He lived up to his word.
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen Man of Steel by now, you fucked.
Another movie that I hope does happen
You're right, Danny.
is Galaxy Quest 2.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Tim Allen
Yes.
says he's ready to do it.
Tim Allen did say that. I saw that same interview. He's down. Like he'll love to do it. And apparently, like they wanted to, but since the loss of Alan Rickman, they had to like change things up. But it's still something that's up there because it has a fan base.
Yeah,
What was old is new again, and Galaxy Quest has a freaking fan base.
I
That
love that. And I slept on that movie when it first came out. And I'll admit that because I was like, I was a devout Star Trek fan. And I was like, what is this? I don't want to watch some parody. I thought it was going to be like, Robin Hood Men in Tights. And I'm like a huge Robin Hood fan. I was like, I don't want to watch that.
mhm.
And then, like, years later, when Galaxy Quest built up this, like, huge fan build, I was like, all right, I'll finally watch it. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And anytime that it's on TV, I'll watch it.
It's so funny, and my favorite guy is Guy. Guy is one of my
Guy.
favorite guy, and that other one that's the doctor, and nothing phases him.
I love him.
Like there's people in the back just fucking dying in explosion. He's like, yeah, they're saying something that it's missing or whatever. It's just people just like fucking in panic in the back.
I love that guy.
It was a very creative movie. It's really cool. I saw a video where they were rapping. It was like behind the scene or some shit. They made like this rap video. It was
Oh my God.
Sigourney Weaver, the black dude, and Sam Rockwell, and they made like this rap video. And they're dressed in their Galaxy Quest, and it was to someone, I guess maybe a crew member or something like that. And
Like
it
the
was
Dragnet rap.
something like that. Yeah, it was really really dope. They have fun with that shit. And you know who else? Speaking of, they're willing to do one of their classic movies. Also, Brendan Fraser is down for a Mummy. He's like, "Yo, you got the script?" Like he's down to come back and do the
How's he
Mummy.
gonna do that? Like try to get buff and grow his hair out?
That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta do something, Brendan Fraser. Though, like I love you, but you gotta do something. You know, I'm like, come on, let's work on this, dog, because you were a hunk. You
When he
fucking
did
George of the Jungle,
George of
man.
the Jungle, they said he had like 1 or 2% body fat.
Get
He
on
was
that level.
all muscle.
You gotta get on that level if you're gonna come back to the Mummy, baby.
I was reading about, or I saw an interview with Gerald Butler from 300, and he said that like after 300 he kept trying to keep up that muscle mass, and he said he just finally got exhausted because you're working out like literally every second of every day. Like all you're thinking about is working out, and you get exhausted and burned out from it.
Doesn't seem to phase Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Now, and he's in his 50s.
He is.
He's almost my mom's age, and my mom looks like a little old lady.
That motherfucker is out there killing it. Like, you remember that video of Kevin Hart going, damn, to Don Cheadle? That's my reaction when I found out The Rock is in his 50s. I was like, damn,
Yep,
fuck out of here. Black Adam himself? Nah.
he's old as shit.
No way Black Adam himself is that age. That motherfucker, what?
You know who's older and is still kicking ass? Is Harrison Ford.
Yep.
He has another Indiana Jones movie coming out, and there's the Indiana Jones series that's going to be on Disney Plus.
And he's gonna be in the MCU now.
No shit.
Yes, he's gonna take over the General Ross character because that actor
Oh,
passed away.
really? Why don't they just
So
get Sam, what's his name back? That guy was awesome.
the one that played Ross, because he died.
Not in the original Hulk, the one with Eric Bana.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He was
Yeah, I
the
know what you're talking
cowboy.
about. Yeah, Sam Elliott.
Sam
He was.
Elliott, yeah.
He showed up in Parks and Rec.
I love him in that show.
It was fucking hilarious. He was the other Ron and shit. And
Yep.
that guy hated him because he was wearing sandals.
He was like a hippie.
Yeah. That would have been good casting, I guess. Yeah, that would have been cool. Now that you mentioned it, I was like, yeah, man, that would have been cool. I guess they wanted Harrison Ford really bad. I don't know. Get that real far.
Harrison
Every
Ford is a good choice.
every picture of Sam Elliott though is the same fucking smirk, dude. He got the same smirk. I have not seen one young picture of this guy. Wait, there's one young picture of him.
Go back to when he was in Mask or Roadhouse.
Yeah, I see the row house picture. That's
Yeah,
him young.
he's great. I love, and like people always think he's like this cowboy, Republican Fox News watching dickhead, but he's like a vegan, and he is kind of like the guy on
Parks and
Parks and
Rec.
Rec. Yeah, like he just looks like that, but he's not like that at all.
Is this This is one episode of Parks and Rec. I got it pulled up right here. When they make, it's like I think in the last season, Leslie wanted to make uh, Tom a proposal video, and it was all acted out. And then they got his homeboy John Rafael to be in it. So
Mm-hmm.
he's basically like trying to buy a diamond, and then it turns into like this fucking action movie, right? He's like Tom is supposed to be like some kind of James Bond kind of guy. So he turns around, John Rafi comes in, is like, "Oh, you think you're gonna get away? Whatever, get them, boys!" And then all these ninjas start attacking him. They have a fight there, and then when he's beating up all the guys, John Rafi's like the main boss. He was like, "Oh, you want to go? You want to come at it, huh? You want to come at it?" He starts getting all hyped up, and then he gets attacked. That shit had me dying laughing. Swear
That doesn't mean much after I watched you laugh when a kid fell off and how Halloween ends.
Did that not make you laugh?
No, that was fucking horrible.
That was
That
hilarious.
whole movie is horrible.
That was hilarious. That caught me off guard. The way he landed in the camera angle, I was laughing my ass off. Fuck them kid. Fuck that kid. Real talk. Fuck that kid. Fucking
Wow.
he deserved it. He locked him in there. They wouldn't let him out. Was all laughing at him. Ha ha. You're a little scared bitch. So what was the saying? Like, what is it when you want to find no when you trying to find out and you found out or whatever? How's it say? Like,
Fuck around and find out.
yeah. So that kid fucked around. And then he found out by getting fucking hit and fell down like 3 flights of floors. Like, why is that house so big? You
That was a
know,
big ass house.
for no fucking reason, that house was so big. Fuck that kid, man.
But for real though, fuck that movie.
That movie wasn't that bad. You're just mad that
That
it
movie
wasn't all
sucked.
about him.
They hyped up this incredible ending for fucking years that they're finally gonna put an end to this series and this characters. And all they did was introduce another character, try to make him be the new Michael Myers, and then they kill him off.
Yeah, because
Like, what was the point of that whole hour and a half of wasting time with this stupid kid?
it wasn't the point
And
of
then,
that. It was the point of they were trying to say like this can happen to anyone. The essence of the boogeyman is lingers around the town.
but it doesn't. They killed him off, and then Michael Myers magically shows up at Laurie Strode's house, where she just moved. So how the fuck did he know where she lives?
Because he was
Like the
always
whole
around.
oh bullshit, that movie's dumb.
He was in the sewers, always around, because he's the boogeyman. The boogeyman knows.
And he's in his. How is Michael Myers scary? It's some dude in his 60s and it's some coveralls. Like,
I
I've been
mean,
watching like all the Art the Clown movies, and like when you watch something like that, like all the other horror movies are just like child's play.
the ones that made people like throw up and whatnot.
Yeah, they're fucking amazing.
Were they really that
Like,
bad?
there's some fucked up shit. Like, Hostel fucked up, or like compare it to like Green Inferno.
I haven't seen either of them.
Oh my god, you're slipping.
I haven't seen either of them. But Terrifier was something I wanted to watch that month. I just never got to it.
Well, there's three. There's All
Hallows Eve.
Hallows Eve,
Yeah,
Terrifier, and Terrifier
Terrifier
2, and
2.
then there's 3 is gonna come out in 2024.
Of course. Milk the shit out of this Art the Clown.
He has a great story. He's just like a great character. Like, I'm. Somebody said he was like Mr. Bean and Freddy Krueger.
I like that combination.
It's a perfect combination. A mime clown that kills people. It's fucking beautiful. Especially if you fuck with them. If you fuck with them, you get those people get the worst fucking ending.
I want to watch them. I do want to watch them. I want to put them on there because that month gets me into horror. But it's just like I feel like it's that month that I'm like, yeah, I'm down for this. And then after that, I was like, well, I want to watch it, but it just I don't feel it in the air, you know.
Oh no, you.
Unless it's
I
like,
felt
unless it's like, say, it's horror, but now it's like Thanksgiving horror. It's like, oh, you know, that's in the mood. Or it's like it's horror, but it's like Christmas horror. Oh, I'm in the mood, you know.
there's
Speaking
a
of
really
Christmas,
great Thanksgiving horror movie.
is it the one from the Grindhouse trailers? Remember that one?
Thanksgiving, that's what it is.
Yeah,
It's so great. Like the opening scene is this killer turkey chasing this chick and her tits pop out. I was like,
that's what
this
I'm
is great
talking about.
already. I already love this movie.
That's what I'm talking about. As long as there's titties, I'm for it. Bring all the tits, all of them.
I mean, the Art the Clown movies are definitely like Halloween movies because they all like that's his thing is he comes out on Halloween. But like, you can still watch them whenever.
Yeah, I know. I could. I mean, it just got to be in the mood, and I also got to be like solo because you know somebody doesn't like horror. I want to see Nope. Nope is finally on fucking Peacock. I want to check that movie out.
I've heard such bad things about it that I don't want to see it.
You just don't just go in there, nigga. Don't care about what other people say. Just go in there and find out for yourself.
It
I
doesn't look
heard
appealing to me at all. I didn't watch the last Jordan Peele movie because it didn't look appealing to me.
us was cool, but it still had me confused
See,
about what they were. But then it kind of like it's not the point. The point is the family, but it still is like you gotta answer that. You know,
way too many people that have seen that movie always say it's good, but I'm like, see right there, that's why I'm not watching it.
it was like the Idris Elba movie Beast.
Yeah, I
LP
didn't
told
want to
me
see
is
that either.
LP told me it was awful. He told me it was awful. I was like, really? I was kind of interested. Then I saw the trailer and I was like, eh. Like I'll watch it in the fan chamber, sure, so we could all knock it, but it's not something that I'll be like, I want to sit down and watch this movie.
I love Idris Elba.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want him to be the next James Bond.
Yep.
But him and a lion in a movie, I was like, this looks stupid.
It's something about Man versus the Wild movies that piss me off, and you know why? Because um, the Gray left a bad taste.
For sure.
I'm still mad at that movie that you hyped up this motherfucker fighting against wolves with a gloves full of like taped what glass or something.
Broken bottles.
Yeah, broken bottles, and then it didn't fucking happen
It never
because
happened. It just
guess
cut to black.
exactly spoilers, motherfuckers. It just cuts to fucking black. So it's up to your imagination of how this fight went down, and I mean they kind of basically leave it to the point that oh he doesn't survive.
Fuck all that.
Can you imagine that shit? Imagine watching a fucking WrestleMania and it's finally the main event, and here it is: Wolves versus uh Leslie Nielsen, right? No, what's his name?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson, and they're about to go at it. Fucking light goes off. Pay per view's over.
And then the news comes on.
and
Just to
that's
make it worse.
and that's it. You're left with that for the rest of your life. Like your boy enjoys a lot of movies, and everybody knows how I feel about the King of Fighter movie. But you could put The Gray right there as one of my wasted time watching a movie.
See how you feel about that? That's exactly how I feel about Halloween Ends. Fuck that movie.
They put him in a fucking grinder.
I was like, Halloween, yes. Halloween Kills, yes, yes. Halloween Ends, man, fuck.
Sorry, yo.
Especially like the first, like Halloween and Halloween Kills, because it's the same night.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to watch them like back to back. So then, like, you know, he's supposed to be missing for 4 years, and like, he hadn't been doing shit.
Living in some tunnel with some uh homeless man out there knowing.
Yep.
I guess it was his neighbor, his best friend and shit. I don't know.
That's why I'm excited to see the next Terrifier movie, because I want to see, like, you know, if it's going to take place right after the second one.
How about are you excited for Halloween Returns? And then Halloween
What's
Forever?
Hell no. Hell
Halloween
no.
and Friends? Halloween the next Mike Myers, and it's fucking him. The Austin
Halloween
Powers
in
dude.
space.
Halloween in space, yo! What the fuck? Hell yeah!
I saw a thing online, I hope it's fake, but they were saying the next Scream movie is going to be in space.
Oh no, God no! Please don't. That makes no damn sense. You could do a lot of things in space. Like you could take Fast and the Furious to space, and they did that, but don't take Scream to space. What the fuck?
The only horror movie that went to space that was good was Jason X.
Mm-hmm. No, didn't
And that
Leprechaun go to
movie's
space too?
amazing. Who?
Didn't Leprechaun go to space?
He sure did.
Oh man, Twitter's still filled up with Jason there, Frank.
You can't do it. It's too sad. I have to watch Art the Clown kill people to get over it.
You gotta see people get murdered.
It's not just getting murdered, it's like an art show. It's like getting murdered in the most fantastic way. Like, whatever. It's like how Jackie Chan incorporates whatever around him and like martial arts. That's what Art the Clown does with murder. Anything that's around him is now a blunt tool of death.
They get real creative, and that's good. I like that shit. They get real creative.
Yeah, I love it.
I didn't talk to you about my experience with Scream 5. Like, I really enjoyed that movie. It was good.
I liked it. I just didn't like. I don't want to spoil it, but somebody dies in it, and it made me sad.
Yes, okay, that's the thing. Yeah, and I think we mentioned this in the last podcast. So yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that. But I see why people are like, yo, and I like the connection to the first movie through somebody. You know, you can't talk much. But here's my question, right? Those two girls are Latinas. So did he bang a Latina? Their names weren't Latina though. But they're both Latinas playing those characters. Are they trying to say something? Or they were just like, well, these two girls look alike. We just happen to cast one Latina, so just cast another Latina.
Yeah, there you go.
Because that was my thing. I was like, oh shit, did this motherfucker, bang a Latina? Is there a Latina in Woodsboro?
There is now.
I thought they were all just white with a couple blacks around.
Token black people that didn't die.
Yeah,
Except in Scream 2.
that one camera guy, he was like, "I'm gonna get the fuck out of here."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Smartest.
Jada Pinkett Smith dies at the first of Scream 2.
I love that movie for it.
Especially after the whole Will Smith debacle.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta say, I got pleasure from that.
Yeah. Fuck that bitch. I said it
Also, because of that, I find it hard to watch Will Smith movies. Like, I don't respect him anymore.
because he let that girl like fuck up his life.
Not only that, but like the whole Chris Rock slap thing. I was like, that was just uncalled for. Like, that was a mild joke.
Yeah, but I still blame her controlling him. But that's me.
Yeah,
That's me.
I hope they get divorced.
Should have ages ago. But then again, I don't know their business. I'm just seeing it from the outside in. And when you see like her roundtable shit and she just be putting all the business out there, it's like, come on. Like, come on,
Yeah,
bitch.
she talks mad shit.
Yeah, like come on. Like, especially Will Smith. Like you fucking this guy's name and now he slapped someone in your honor unless you believe the theory that this was all part of, you know, the spectacle to get attention on the Oscars and whatnot.
Nobody watched it. Everybody just watched the clip online. Nobody gives a shit about the Oscars.
It's true.
Or the Grammys, where bands and performers that you like never win. And
Start
when they
watching all
do,
that.
Kanye West comes on stage.
Yeah. And then he starts talking about the Jewish people. Cause, I hear that
I don't know.
I can't say the J word now. Apparently that's like politically incorrect. So you
Oh,
gotta
that's
say
stupid.
Jewish.
Like, I I don't know what all he said. I saw some of what he said, and I don't think it was that bad. But I think people are overreacting. But regardless, Kanye West doesn't have a good track record.
He doesn't. He just needs to keep his mouth shut, make good music.
Meh. In other news, though, Marvel is shutting down the production of the Blade movie.
Like indefinite.
Just says for now.
Oh man. Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that.
But then
And it,
like I said, what were we expecting? Because when I think Blade, I'm thinking martial arts, but I don't think the next Blade is gonna be martial arts. I highly doubt it's gonna be martial arts oriented.
except for Blade 2, where it was like all wrestling moves.
That was dope though. I'm all for that. You know, I had a wrestling move. This fucking Wakanda movie had a big ass rock bottom. That was like, yo, that was a rock bottom from the heavens.
Oh, wow.
That was dope.
I want to see that.
It's good. It's a good movie. It's a long movie, but it's a good movie. It has heart and all this stuff. And like I said, this guy takes over the screen. He totally kills it.
You
I
know what else is a really good movie that's long and the main character kills it and stills the screen? Terrifier 2. Kills it. Literally.
but he's the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy is not the main. I mean, he's like the quote unquote villain, but he steals it. Kind of like how Heath Ledger stole the Dark Knight.
Ugh. It's like the only reason I watched The Dark Knight.
Exactly.
Because,
Like he's the reason you watch that movie.
yeah,
It's not
I
Batman.
just went like an hour and a half of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Damn, you heard that? I don't know what the hell that was.
That was you.
Yep, that sure was me. And this is us right here in the machine room where we're gonna start doing it these Sundays again, guys. So if you're
Yep.
listening and you're watching, because work has taken over my damn life. So I barely get to do anything. So we're gonna try to do it Sundays from now on. Um, Always keep up with us on Twitter at the Real Machine Room.
As long
And
as Twitter's still around.
as long as Twitter's still around, that's true. Because Elon Musk did a lot in just 1 week, and this shit was like at one point it was like Twitter might be ending. I was like, damn, like what the fuck? So we
There
don't
was
know
people
what's going on.
posting the other day that were like, rest in peace Twitter, and everybody was like signing off and like posting their Instagrams and TikTok pages of like where else to find them, and the next day it was still there. So
Yeah, there
we'll
was like
see what
this
happens.
Mastodon website, and I looked at it, and I'm like, I'm not going to a new social media outlet, man. Come on, like if Twitter goes, then Twitter goes. There's plenty of other places that you could catch me, like Instagram and TikTok, and yeah, something else is always gonna show up. But I doubt Twitter's gonna go, but they're gonna have to do something because this whole verifying shit is biting his ass back, and it's stupid. And
With all the layoffs and the walkouts, like people
hmm
don't want to work there. He made it like a toxic environment.
yeah, and I get it. I don't know what the hell he's trying to do, but you gotta hand that to someone. Like he could own it, but just hand the fucking thing to someone else who knows what they're doing.
Oh
Because
no. He came in and was like, we're changing this, this, and this, and this, and we're doing all this or else. And people were like, oh, or else what? And he's like, or else you're not gonna work here. And people got up and walked the fuck out.
fuck it. Those people could walk off, and then they could make the next social media.
There you go.
You know, he even put Donald Trump back on. I saw
I
that.
know, that pissed me off so bad.
I was like, why is everybody fucking like he's back? And I'm like, what y'all talking about? It's like, oh, his account. Whatever. Whatever.
Great, give this guy another platform to spill ignorance and hate.
I know. I heard the last time he started talking, though, people were tired of him, and he didn't do so well. That's what I got. But
He's
then,
back on Twitter already, and we had a mass shooting at a gay club in Colorado Springs. Like, that shit adds up.
has he said anything?
Stupid people are too impressionable.
Mm, I don't know. I don't pay attention to the politics and shit. I know when it was the midterm election, the fucking coworkers over there, the same guy who wouldn't get the fuck out of the van. He was all like paying attention to the fucking phone that whole day. He came late because he had to vote, and then he came just on the phone, glued to it all day, just seeing these guys talk about what was going on. And then I think the following day or so was like hurt that didn't become a rest state or some shit. I don't know. Just an idiot.
See, I had set my alarm. I was gonna go vote and all that shit. And I had been getting like nonstop fucking these huge cards in the mail for like people like saying, vote for me, vote for me. And I woke up that day and I woke up late and I was like, you know what? I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know what their platforms are. I don't know what they represent. I'm not gonna vote. Fuck them.
And that's the American way.
Because in America, you have the choice whether or not you want to vote or not.
Mm-hmm.
All these people like, vote or die. I'm like, fuck you. Get that shit out of my face.
Right? Like they make us feel bad if we don't.
Yeah, and I'm like, for what? Granted, I did vote to get Trump out of office because he was insufferable.
Yeah.
Just insufferable.
That was a mission. And we succeeded.
It was a mission accomplished.
Yeah. But other than that, it's whatever. But you guys should vote if you want to. I really don't care. I got better things to deal with. And, you know, if there was a vote to keep JDF alive or not, I would have voted.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Do we have a say, God, on who stays and who goes?
I wish.
Jeez. Oh, you know what I hated about that campaign? The campaign season sucked when you're watching TV because it's nothing but campaign videos.
Oh, I
This
know.
person, don't vote for them because they fucking hate kids, or this person doesn't do this, or I swear one thing was like, this person doesn't like blacks, he's racist. I'm like, damn, what the fuck?
It's all over. Like, even the streaming apps that have commercials, we'd have local ads for people to vote for too. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I know
Right?
who I wouldn't vote for sure, but y'all just make me not want to vote more.
I don't need you guys up in my face like that. Campaign season used to be good to me because I knew somebody who would do these kind of videos for commercials for like smaller um politicians who are just trying to get, like, I don't know, say aldermen or something, you know?
Yeah.
So I'll go and, for a day I'll work with them. They pay me good, and that was cool. That was the only reason I cared about campaign season. They haven't hit me up in years, so I don't give a shit. Otherwise, I don't want to see videos about it or anything like that. Maybe if I worked on the video and I saw it, I'd be like, "Hey, look, it's like, don't vote for this person. He's a racist." I was like, "Hey, I worked on that video." I did it, so I don't care. I really don't
Don't
care
vote for
about
this
any
guy.
of you
He's literally
motherfuckers.
Satan.
Yes, this man has horns popping out of his forehead. Watch closely.
Don't vote for this guy. He eats babies.
I seen it, with actual people. I don't need all that. I don't care. So, but I'm glad that's over with. We can go back to our fucking lives, and these people
Yeah,
can.
for another 2 years, and then it's going to be back to presidential bullshit.
Yes. And then that's another fucking thing. Whatever. It is what it is. And this is what it is. Fortunately, we're going to have to cut it short now. We've been here for almost 2 hours. We're making up the time, people. We're making up the time that you guys haven't been around us. But we miss all your faces, even though we don't see your faces. I don't even know what you look like, Spend Dog.
I don't either.
But I like to thank all of y'all for being here. Hammer Venus, I'm glad for you to be here. I'm glad you're well, because I remember last times I heard that you were just constantly being sick.
I'm still sick. I'm just like getting to the bottom of it now, where it might be part of my mental health medication that's making me sick.
Uh huh.
So I'm off of it, and that's scary because then I'm gonna get um, like withdrawals from it, and that part sucks.
Mm.
So I'm gonna be sick and have withdrawals.
Jesus. So you got a whole mouthful of stuff, huh? As long as you're gonna be good, you're gonna be good.
We'll see.
Well, I'm sure everybody here is hoping for the best. As you know, just hit me up if anything. Um, Rosie over here just recovering from being sick as well, and I'm hoping I don't get sick. But then if I do, that means I get to just relax and stay away from work for a bit.
And watch Art the Clown movies.
I could do that if I'm here by myself. Yeah, definitely do that. But yes, guys, thank you for being here. As always, you know where to follow us: Twitter, Facebook, Real Machine Room, on YouTube. You can watch this, even though it's just a graphic and our beautiful faces. But hey, if you like visuals, here it is. And of course, you can listen to us anywhere like Spotify, iTunes. Everything you need is at machineroompodcast.com. We're always here. And even when we're not around, we always come back. And I'm glad you guys are still with us. We
Mm-hmm.
love you so much. Um, if you're a big fan of JDF, watch a couple Power Ranger episodes with him. Watch some YouTube videos. Check out
Or
his.
watch MTV's Undressed, where his girlfriend tries to get him to wear a cock ring.
Yes, if you could find that, watch that. Watch my Morphin Life that he did, and
Yes.
everything he did with Bat in the Sun. And I'm sure we all will watch his Legend of the White Dragon movie when it comes out.
Oh, I'm there.
Um, It's a sad day, but we must keep going. The legend will continue, and we'll just, learn from his life and pay it forward. You know,
There you go.
not much else you could do. Stay close to people, keep in contact with them. Mental health is a bitch,
And
and
if you need to talk, you can always dial 988, which is the new suicide hotline phone number. It's now national. So please, if you're feeling where you can't make it anymore, just reach out 988 on your phone and get somebody to talk to.
yes, ASAP. Because remember, there's always someone there. You're never alone,
Yep.
ever. So we love you. Thank you. Good night. Usually I'll be saying something funny here, but we ended on such a sad note that I don't want to say anything funny. Even though right now I'm talking, so I probably should shut the fuck